9 News Plus weather sponsored by Carrier Colorado. The future of home comfort is here.
Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi with a look at your Colorado weather forecast and the stories. In the mountains, we got that heavy snow that continues. And first along the Front Range, a few raindrops possible over the next few hours. Maybe a little bit of graupel, maybe a few flakes mixed in there as well. But I think the story for most of eastern Colorado, cooler temperatures, cloudy skies, and some pretty gusty winds, especially as you get south of the Palmer Divide. Let's start things off by taking a look at the busy spot. Once again, it is for us here in the high country where that snow has been falling all day long, and in particular, southwest Colorado just getting lambasted. 45 inches of snow in the last 3 days in Wolf Creek. Also, that is leading to really high avalanche danger. So folks, avoid the backcountry, not only for today and tomorrow, but really over the next few weeks. This avalanche danger is not going away anytime soon. Now here into the metro area, a lot of cloud cover. Looks pretty ominous, but not a ton coming from those clouds, though we did see about an inch of snow up by Fort Collins earlier on this morning. It is windy with some of that elevated fire danger for today for us here along the urban corridor. And again, that fire danger and those winds higher as you get south of the Palmer Divide, and that mountain snow continues. I mentioned that high fire danger, avalanche danger as well. So high wind warnings and red flag warnings for the southeastern plains. Those gusts at times getting up into that 50 to 60 mile an hour range for us in Colorado Springs and in Pueblo. You get into the foothills of the Wet Mountains and the Rampart Range, we're starting to see some of those gusts getting closer to that 70, maybe even 75 mile an hour range right now. Trinidad, Raton Pass, it's pretty gusty. Winds already gusting well over 50 miles an hour. Those winds probably going to top out in the next 2 to 3 hours or so before those winds do start to die back down later on this evening. So the wind gust forecast, those winds again strongest for the next 2 to 3 hours or so. Then after sunset, those winds will notably die back down. And by tonight, still blustery for us from Highway 50 on south, but for the most part, again, those stronger winds should be over and done with. Temperatures only 44 for us in Denver, but we do have a front that has pushed its way through the region. Notice that in Pueblo, 72 and nearly 80 for us in Lamar and Springfield, so much warmer as you get south of Palmer Divide. It's blustery though, and that's also leading some blowing dust, so just keep that in mind if you're heading out and about that way. Into the high country tonight, we've still got those winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings for us into the high country, and this is on top of all that snow that we've seen already so far this week. In some cases, maybe another 2 feet of snow to go from this current storm system. Now look at this here on HD Doppler radar. This is fascinating. You get down into the Wet Mountains and also into the San Juans. We're seeing some thunder snow right now, and that is just part of just how intense this storm system is. Now you might have seen all those headlines from California yesterday where we saw massive amounts of rain and snow for us in central California, the Bay Area. This is a piece of that same system, same atmospheric river that is pushing its way on up into southwestern Colorado. So notice Pagosa Springs, Wolf Creek Pass. I know Wolf Creek Pass is closed right now, and for good reason. They picked up about 4 feet of snow in the last 3 days, and it is absolutely coming down right now in that part of the state. So again, the Wet Mountains, as well as on west through the San Juans and on north, and you start getting on north into the Uncompahgre range. That's where we're seeing the heaviest of the snow statewide right now. Further north, I-70 mountains, we are seeing some pretty steady snow for us. It looks at this point like it's heaviest from kind of Eagle County. So this would be kind of Vail Pass on west, where we're probably seeing the heaviest of the snow into the mountains on the I-70 corridor right now. You get down to those lower elevations. Grand Junction, 5,000 feet is a cold rain for us into the Grand Valley. And finally here into the Front Range and the Rocky Mountain National Park area, and we're seeing still some steady snow for us right now. Mentioned Fort Collins picking up about an inch of snow this morning, and Denver area off to our south and west, a few flakes for us on up into Conifer, Bailey, Park County. We're starting to see some of that wet snowfall for us in that part of the metro area, but for the most part, it's just a lot of cloudy skies for us into the high country. Don't want to overlook this. Avalanche warnings through tomorrow for us here into the higher terrain. Folks, avoid the backcountry. Stay away from it. We've already had 9 avalanche fatalities so far this winter season in Colorado. Hopefully that number does not increase, but folks, avoid the backcountry. Again, it has been a very deadly winter, unfortunately, so far for us into the backcountry, and we're hoping to limit the amount of fatalities that we see as we head over the next few days and weeks. All right, forecast for us. We head through the next little while. The good news is, in terms of that, if you're traveling through the high country, the heaviest of the snow will start to wind on down tonight, and by tomorrow morning, really overnight tonight and tomorrow morning, that snow notably winding down for us into those higher elevations. Still some leftover snow showers at times for us across the state, but really, again, by the time we get to tomorrow morning, a rare break in this exceptionally busy pattern. Problem is, we're going to kick back up that snow tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, and that will lead to yet more snow showers, including the possibility for maybe 1 or 2 stray rain or snow showers for us in eastern Colorado overnight tomorrow night and to early on your Friday morning. Closer look in. So as we walk you over the next couple of hours, again, a few raindrops in the windshield in the metro area, and then to the higher elevations, maybe a few snowflakes. Not expecting any accumulation below 6,000 feet. Above 6,000 feet, maybe a slushy dusting to an inch or 2 of snow into the foothills, and then you get it west of the divide, and that's where you start getting some of that more significant snowfall. Then as we head through tonight and to early tomorrow, we really dry things on out. We should have a fair bit more sunshine as well for us across the metro area. For tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, especially as we get through the morning. I think we'll see a bit more sunshine. And then as we get through the nighttime hours, late tomorrow night, could see a few raindrops and maybe a few snowflakes as you get east of Denver, funny enough, as we got some colder air that's settling its way into a region. 50s, 60s eastern plains for tomorrow, about 5 degrees below our seasonal averages, 20s and 30s into the high country. But as I mentioned, it has been a very busy pattern, and the jet stream mostly over Colorado, and this pattern that we've been locked into for the last 4 or 5 days. It mostly continues for the next little while. Get a bit of a break tomorrow, but for the most part, looks like we're going to stay busy in terms of that 7-day forecast with more rain and more snow for us as we head over the next 4 or 5 days or so. Now, for us in the Denver area, the best chance for any snowfall would be Saturday night and Sunday, and even as we get into early Monday as well. At this point, it doesn't look like we're going to see much snow from this next storm system. Thursday, Friday, again, we're talking about a few raindrops, maybe a few flakes mixing in. No accumulation, no significant rain or snow. It's probably Sunday and Monday that looks to me like the potential for maybe some accumulating snow, but we're probably talking about maybe 1 or 2 wet inches of snowfall for us along the Front Range. Still a ways out, so we'll have to get you more details as we get closer, but right now it doesn't look like much of a big deal. Now, this is a big deal. Snowpack across the state, it is stunning. In fact, the latest numbers I just looked at from the San Juans, we're at 174% of our season-to-date snowpack. That is just about at record levels for us. It has been an historic winter for us in the southwestern mountains, and that snow is going to continue for the next little while. So these snowfall amounts that we've seen really resonating in terms of that snowpack figure. Statewide, we're getting close to our climatological peak, and we're getting some of that snow that's really, really piling on up for us into the high country. So top line takeaways, mountain snowfall dies back down tonight, but we'll pick back up tomorrow night into your Friday. For us here along the Front Range, it's just kind of cloudy and cool for us tonight. Maybe a few raindrops, maybe a few wet snowflakes. Not a big deal. Tomorrow, a bit more sunshine, but a bit cooler than today. Highs in the low 50s. And then as we get later on through the week, it looks like those temperatures continue to slowly tick back down, with our best chance for any snow for us along the Front Range coming Sunday and Monday. So hopefully that gives you a good idea about what to expect. If not, Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin's right behind that TV screen, getting ready for, there she is, there's Kathy Sabin getting ready for the 4 and the 5 today, and then we'll have meteorologist Danielle Grant in at 6, 9, and 10 tonight on the 9 News family of networks. Thanks again for joining us here on 9 News Plus. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.